So you walk into a shop now and there are three distinct objects because they are different from each other. And now once again the question is, in how many ways can you buy something or not from this shop, right? So first of all, one way would be you buy nothing. You say nothing, all three of them are rejected completely. That would be one way. Let's go step by step. We already saw in the previous scenario when things were identical, the number is a good point to start from. So I say I will buy one thing. But then the question becomes which one thing? So for buying that one thing, I see I have three ways. Why? Because this is one way, or this is one way, or this is one way. So for buying a single object, I saw there were three possibilities. And if I go for using my combination logic, my formula very simply would be 3C1. Now let me go for two objects. I say I want to buy two of these. So once again my question would be which two? So I would say I could go for the Duracell and the marker. I could go for the Duracell and the flash disk, or I could go for the flash disk and the marker. One more point to remember is, do I have to worry about order here and say okay, marker and the flash, marker and the drive, and or drive and the marker? No, because this is your shopping bag, this will all get wrapped up. So the only question would be which two are inside. The order is not important here, right? So once again I see, if I am talking about choosing two objects out of these three, once again there are three ways. Another way of thinking that choosing two means rejecting one. So you say this is rejected, or this will be rejected, or this will be rejected. So this is we are doing manually, but if we were to simply do it using our selection formula, once again our value would be 3C2. Selecting 2 out of 3 objects, answer is 3C2, right? And once again I say okay, I will choose 3 objects. Choosing 3 objects out of 3, there will only be one way. So now once again recap, start your story from the beginning. You could go for nothing, that would be one way. You go for one object and you had 3C1 ways. You go for two objects, you had 3C2 ways. And you go for all three objects, which is only one way, your value would be 3C3. And now these are various possibilities. You said no object, or one object, or two object, or three object. That means all of these values you have to add, because the logic being used here is OR, and an OR implies that you have to add those values. Or even just think logically, you got one way of not choosing anything, one way of choosing all three things, three ways of choosing one thing, etc., etc. You can add, even there you are adding only. So the same logic I am applying there, right? So that is one way of thinking, right? That I am thinking I am taking 0 object, then 1 object, then 2 object, then 3 object, and what is the selection formula for each situation, then just adding them up and I get my answer. Another way of thinking about the same problem would be, I go object by object. First I think of the marker, and the question is whether I'll buy it or not buy it. That means if I think of the marker, there are two ways of doing things. Either I select it or don't select it, right? Now I have thought about this, and because if I am looking at this scenario as a mathematician specifically, I must consider all possibilities. So beyond this marker was selected or not selected, what are you going to do with the battery? And therefore you are going to use an AND symbol. So you multiply once again with the battery. You will either buy or not buy. You will either buy or you will let it be here, right? So once again for the battery also you have two possible ways of counting. The same logic for the flash disk, you will either buy or not buy. You will either buy or just throw it somewhere, right? So two ways of doing it. So individually I see two ways of doing this, two ways of doing this, two ways of doing this. What should I do with this? I should apply the AND logic and multiply all three of them, and my answer would then be 8. Why are we multiplying? Because think of these scenarios. When you say you had two scenarios, right? Which is, let's say, buying the pen and not buying the pen. For buying the pen, battery and no battery, there were two scenarios. So you saw your single scenario got split into two. So your two scenarios, when considered with the battery, become four scenarios, and then when considered with the flash disk, they become overall 8 scenarios. So that is another way of thinking about it, and therefore my answer for this scenario would also be 2 cube, right? So this 2 cube, right, because buying or not buying were the only two options. Each object had those two options, to be sold or not to be sold, and I multiplied overall. That is another way of finding the same value of choosing, of number of ways of choosing from n distinct objects. So in some cases your formula directly will be given as 2 raised to n. In this case my answer is 2 raised to 3 because I have 3 objects. When it is n objects, your logic would become 2 raised to n. So you should understand, if you see that formula, where is that logic coming from. And once again, this is a very basic standard logical idea. You just think whether you buy or don't buy or not buy. So each object had two options. How many objects? 3 objects. Why are we multiplying? The logic should be clear. And then you will see it is 2 into 2 into 2. How many times? The number of times of the object, and therefore your formula can look like 2 raised to n. So I hope both of these stories made sense, and I would be very happy if we can just understand the basic logic involved between what happens when the objects are identical, that is 3 same markers, and what happens when things are distinct, that means 6 different colors, right? In the case of identical, we are only thinking of numbers. In the case of colors, we are not only thinking of numbers, we are thinking of which color, and therefore the selection formula comes into the process, right? So I hope most of this made sense. There will be further discussion on distribution and grouping where these ideas will come up again, but this is the foundation, so that at least, at the very least, we are very comfortable with what we mean by distinct object and what we mean by identical object, and also what we mean by n. N is just a number, and how the formulas that we see of n plus 1 or 2 raised to n connect to the logic. So this is it for the day. See you really soon back on the board.